I'm Dr. Rachel Langley, and I'm coming at you from some new digs here. I'm at Homestead Direct Primary Care, my new place. My new office is up and running. I've been seeing patients for, today is my 7th day in my new clinic. It's been great, some growing pains, and it's a lot more complicated than I ever imagined it would be. But I was hanging out over the weekend getting some quality time with one of my oldest, my friends that I've been friends with the longest, and all sorts of weird fruits can come out of hanging out with your oldest of friends, right? And we were talking about, especially in college, when, maybe we were putting on a little bit of the freshman 15, whatever they say these days, and we're still wearing our pants that we've been wearing since freshman year of high school, and all of a sudden we started having all this stomach upset. We started having gas, and sometimes constipation, and sometimes diarrhea, and sometimes our stomach was just hurting. And I've been searching all over the place to see if this is demonstrated in the medical literature. I haven't found any luck. Maybe some of you have seen something or come up with an actual term for this. But yeah, wearing pants that are too small causes stomach upset. And I don't think we talk about this enough, because it took me a long time, and I'm now a doctor, to realize what that stomach pain was coming from. So maybe you guys have been there. And I wonder, I haven't quite gotten to the point where I can just ask my patients this, but I really need to, because I have a lot of patients that come in with stomach upset, bad heartburn, and they're working on cutting out dairy or cutting out gluten or getting a diagnosis of IBS or irritable bowel syndrome. I see this all the time, and a lot of times I say, well, it's probably from anxiety, because who doesn't have anxiety? I mean, a lot of times it's stress if we can't figure out other things, and lots of things in life definitely seem to be better when we can take more time to take care of ourselves, including stomach issues. But maybe more and more often it's actually coming from wearing pants that are too tight. I mean, whether it's because you've grown out of them, or because you want to wear the Spanx that give you the curves that you always wanted, or just all sorts of different reasons. I mean, the leggings that just look so good, but they just have to be just that tight to look perfect. Those could be wreaking havoc on your stomach. I mean, there is a medical thing called meralgia paresthetica, but that's more of a nerve thing. That's when, especially, there's this nerve that goes to the outside of your thighs on both sides, and it goes really close to the skin. So if you have something that's irritating the skin right there, pressing on it on a regular basis. So that could be a pocket with a front pocket with a big wallet stuffed into it, or sometimes our service members who have guns leaning on that part of their thigh right there. That constant pressure then can cause the nerve to be irritated and causing a numb sensation on the outside of your leg. So that's the only diagnosis I've come across that is related to wearing tight pants or having something else that is irritating the outside of your upper thigh there. But that's very different. That's not a stomach issue. That's a nerve, kind of a numbness in your leg sensation. So this is different. This is wearing pants that are tight up high. I mean, there's apparently that trend called standing jeans. Not cool. If you can only stand in your jeans, don't get them. You need to be able to digest food in your clothes. Digesting food is important, and you should be able to do it any day, all day, and that's really what's going to be better for your stomach. I mean, I guess you could go for a couple hours on a hot date with really, really tight pants. It doesn't sound like fun. If it's a hot date, I mean, it just doesn't sound like he's worth it. Dating advice from your family medicine doctor. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think we need to come up with a medical name for this, and I think that's going to become my new go-to thing to try first for chronic upset, because it took me forever to figure out what was going on, and now I'm a doctor. So I mean, I'm not giving you a hard time for not figuring this out if you think that this might be causing some of your stomach issues. So yeah, basically your intestines, food has to slide around in there along your really, really long intestinal tract, and if they're being compressed or pushed around in funny ways by these tight, tight clothes, it can't go anywhere. And then when it's just sitting in your intestines, it tends to kind of get the moisture pulled out of it, the stool, and so it ends up being more constipated and dry and hard to get out. You end up having more stomach pain after you take those pants off. Food is trying to go through your stomach again and make its processes this way, all the way it has to go, but it's having this backup from what should have been digested yesterday when you were wearing those tight pants. Or maybe you were wearing tight pants again today, so it's only building up the issue even more. But you need to have healthy bowel movements. I recommend at least once a day, if not a couple times a day. Nice soft ones that just slide out on your own, like hardly any pushing. If you're having to push and strain, that's constipation. And maybe consider what your pants feel like. If they're leaving lines on your abdomen all the time, that's not good. That's a sign that they're compressing your intestines possibly too, and could be causing a lot of stomach upset. So we need a name for this, and I think I will lump this under things that people don't usually talk to their doctor, but that I want to talk about on the internet to all my favorite people out there. So thanks for watching. You could watch my #1 video on hemorrhoids if you want. That's a really popular one. Apparently other doctors don't like to talk about hemorrhoids, but I do, so I've got you covered. So watch that video if you want. That's my most popular one. Or subscribe to my channel so you can find out when I release another amazing video about things that no one else wants to talk about, but I will. Thanks for watching.